Hey, call me Shape, and today we're reacting to a video titled, I Quit My Job With No Plan. So far, so good. Let's get right into the content.
Is it okay not to want more than a simple life? In this society, it seems like it's not. I spent my 30s and 40s trying to make more money, trying to find a side hustle that I could do, that I could make an extra $10,000 a year. That's what I always thought. If I could make $10,000 more a year, I'd be okay. I'd have more money to do the things I want to do. Since I've left my job, I thought I was going to do a lot more around my house. I thought I was going to do more landscaping outside. I thought I was going to do more work inside. I thought I was going to declutter. I thought I was going to get organized. And really, what I've spent my time doing in the last 4 months, 3.5 months, is just relaxing, enjoying life, spending time outside, spending time just sitting out here and watching this, sitting out with my dogs, drinking my cup of coffee in the morning, listening to the birds. Right now, I'm happy just not having to go to a job that stressed me out. I'm happy just having enough to live my life simply and easily. I don't have the money to go on big vacations. I don't have the money to remodel my house, to get a new kitchen, which it sorely needs. I don't have the money to do all the things that I had planned on doing when I was working in my career. And yet, I'm happier now than I was when I was working and I had all those plans, all those big plans, all that stress, all just gonna do this and gonna do that and gonna go here and gonna go there and gonna buy this and gonna buy that. I'm happier now just getting up in the morning, taking the time to stretch, do a little bit of light exercise, come outside and sit with the dog. But it doesn't seem like in this country that is an acceptable way to live. It doesn't seem like in this country you can just live a peaceful, simple life where you just live. It seems like you always need to be striving for something more. I always felt like I needed to be doing more, accomplishing more, getting more done, making more money, having more things, going on bigger vacations. And I walked away from all that. And now I'm just hanging out at my house, exercising, walking around my neighborhood, biking, kayaking, neither of which really takes a lot of time, money, or effort. There is something missing though. Other people that are doing the same thing.
Okay, I want to pause him right there. He has a great point. You know, we live in a consumer economy, and therefore, in order to consume the most, you got to earn the most. In order to earn the most, you got to hustle. And so every day is fast-paced hustling back and forth, working, grinding, 2-3 jobs, 90 hours a week to do what? To buy stuff. But the Buddhist, and I'm not Buddhist, I'm Christian, but I think there's one of the sayings in the Buddhist that, like, you know, the root of all suffering is desire. So he got to the point where if you don't want the stuff anymore, you ain't gonna suffer. Right? If you don't want the Benz, the condo, the yacht, if you don't want these things, you won't suffer.
I am so happy doing what I'm doing. I am so happy sitting out here on this beautiful, wonderful day. Blue sky. I don't know. I'm sitting in the sun and it feels pretty warm. I don't think it's hit 80 yet today, but I think it's supposed to be in the low 80s. It's Thursday. Normally I would be at work in a basement office, stressed about getting something done. And now I'm just sitting out here talking to myself. Well, there's a camera, and eventually somebody else might listen to it, but basically I'm out here talking to myself. And this is what I have. This is what I have for a view. And I'm by no means in the wilderness. I'm out behind my house and there's a street running down the front of my house. I'm happier than I was at work. but I'm still not as happy as I really want to be. I mean, I have a great time, but most of what I do by myself. So I guess this video is to try to get other people to live a more simple life, pay off your debt, save money, and have the time and freedom to just enjoy your life and live a simple life, so that I have some company doing this. And maybe I'll go back to work. Most likely I'll go back to work part-time. And I really need to go back to work for the money, because at $500,000 at 57 years old, I don't really feel like I have enough money to fully retire. I think I can semi-retire, which means working part-time. And the reason I can do that is because I just changed my lifestyle, and I just don't want as much as I used to want. I'm happier with a simple life. I just wish I had more people around to share it with. My plan was to retire in another 5 to 8 years in my early 60s. Instead, I just left my job this summer with no plan. Stressed out, burnout from working the same career for 31 years. And I didn't really have anything that I was going into. I was just getting away from.
Think about that, right? In America right now, retirement plans are becoming more and more rare, right? A lot of people are not retiring, they're like dying on the job. Or, like him, they're leaving the workforce with nothing planned for their future. And so what's going to happen in 10, 20 years? I don't know, but it seems really scary. And he's worried about being alone. He's like, there's not many people like me, and I thought about that a lot recently because I came across this quote, and I'll read it to you. It says, "The faker you are, the bigger your circle will be. The realer you are, the smaller your circle will be." And I agree 100%. I'm one of the real ones, so I'm a lone wolf for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to kiss ass and try to go along just to get along, just to have friends. I believe certain things. I'm going to stand on it. And if you don't agree with it, that's fine. I mean, I don't mind coexisting in places with people that we don't see eye to eye, or we don't think alike. As long as we agree to get along, I'm with it. But I'm not going to go along to get along. I'm just going to get along to get along, right? I'm not going to buy or subscribe to the bullshit people on just to get along. No. I'm going to believe what I believe. You can believe what you believe, but let's still just get along.
I was getting away from my job. I wasn't going toward anything other than not working. I was escaping. And now that I'm here, I'm kind of lost. I'm happy. I'm having a great time. It was a great summer, and I'm so looking forward to the fall. But God, I wish there were some more people my age that were active, that were around. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. I absolutely have enough resources that I can take another 9 months off. I have no worries about that. I know I mentioned this before, but I can't stress enough how much I urge you to simplify your life. If you're in debt, pay down your debt. Save some money. Start investing. And get yourself to a point where you can take some time off, where your life isn't ruled by the fact that you have to have that next paycheck coming in. It will give you the opportunity to be able to make decisions that you can't make when you're working paycheck to paycheck. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being ambitious. Make that money so you can go on those vacations, so you can get that car you want. I'm not saying at all that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that that's what our society pushes everybody into. And it's okay not to want all that. At least I think it is. I mean, that's the point I've gotten to. And
it's the rat race, right? The society, and everybody's doing it, by the way. Everybody's doing it. Society's telling everybody, work harder, earn more, get a bigger house, get a nicer car. Your car's too old, it's only 3 years old, get a brand new car. It's like this. We're on this Ferris wheel, right? And it never ends. And I want to say this. You can't save your way into retirement. I don't believe that. And I know a lot of people try to, 401ks, blah, 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 blah. You know, as someone who was a business graduate and I studied business and I understand how it really works, and I understand that wealthy people use businesses to retire, you got to see this pattern that wealthy people don't have to work. So they're not trying to save their way into retirement because they don't have to even earn income from their own labor to live, because they have businesses that produce, you could say passive income, if you will, but businesses that produce money, whether they work or not, per se, whether they, you know, clock in or not, you know. And one of the most dangerous things that people do, is one of the most worst forms of poverty, in my opinion, is living paycheck to paycheck. You don't gotta be poor to live paycheck to paycheck, and you don't gotta be. You could be rich and live paycheck to paycheck. There's people who earn $300,000-$400,000 a year and they live paycheck to paycheck because they have so much overhead and liabilities that they can't make it to the next month, next week without getting paid this month, this week. What I did that I appreciate and I'm always going to do for the rest of my life is I am never going to rely on this pay period to be able to do something today. Or I'm not going to be waiting till Friday in order to do something I want to do right now. And you could only get to that point if you save enough money so you're not depending on Friday's paycheck. Yeah, you want Friday's paycheck, but you're not, oh man, I got to wait till I get paid to bust this move. Now, trust me, even though I don't live paycheck to paycheck, I do still wait to bust certain moves just because I don't feel like digging in my savings or spending any money. I want to wait till new money comes in. But the whole point is, like, I'm going to Florida on Friday to see my boy Jack Morgan for his birthday. Shout out my brother Jack Morgan. And when I decided to take a trip out there, I didn't have to think about it. You know, I didn't have to say, oh man, what I'm going to do, I got to wait for a certain paycheck. I'm going to miss work for a few Didn't think about it. Why? Because I saved enough money where I got enough of a safety net that protect me for months. For months. I don't got to take a paycheck for a couple months and I'll be good. Now, best believe, I don't want anybody to skip out on my pay. You know, I get paid every Friday at the gym that I work at. Don't skip my pay. But the important thing is unless you want to be poor, live paycheck to paycheck, right? Or don't live paycheck to paycheck, I should say. I think when it comes time for me to retire, instead of getting a 401k or doing all the shit that everyone does, the Roth IRAs and shit like that, I'm gonna buy a business or start a business. You know, and that's why I'm doing YouTube right now. YouTube's a business, you know. But I'm treating this like earned income, right? I'm taking this earned income and I'm gonna buy assets with the YouTube money and stuff. But the whole point of this video, and it's why it resonates so well with me, is because we work at a job we hate for so long, and it robs us of our lives just to turn around and have nothing to show for it. This guy got 9 months. That's decent, but for someone his age, he really need to have a couple of years where he should be able to live off the grid without any income. But 9 months is still good, because guess what? He could turn around and get a job, and he could keep delaying the use of that 9 months. But even still, I think at his age particular, and people in general, they need to have a business that turns income regardless if they punch the clock or not.
I'm going to go with that. It's okay not to be driven to want more and everything, and to have the best of everything, and to want to go everywhere and do everything. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. I am definitely happier since I stopped working and stopped being so driven to be, quote, successful. I have been enjoying my freedom these last few months off. The summer has been wonderful. I've been working on improving my diet. I exercise every single day. I spend time outside, sitting out here behind my house, enjoying life. I spend time with my dogs. Life is so much better when you have the time to live your life. I am so grateful that I'm in a position where I don't have to work 40 hours a week anymore. And I hope I can find a part-time job that brings me the fulfillment that I want. that gives me the things that I want besides a paycheck. Am I worried with no plan? Sometimes I think I should be. And sometimes I feel a little bit of worry of what am I going to do? What am I going to do to bring me fulfillment in life and to make me happy? But I don't really worry because my simple lifestyle can be funded with a part-time job. So the financial part of my life is not really that troublesome or worrisome. If I have worries, it's not about the financial part of it. It's about connection with other people. It's about relationships with friends, family, someday maybe another partner. If I worry about anything, then that's what I worry about. And those are not anything that I ever planned for. I mean, I didn't really even plan for retirement. I didn't plan to take this time off. I just saved money and got to the point where I could take time off. And I did. And now here I am, still trying to figure out my life. Well,
I want to stop him right there. I think one of the biggest issues is people just do a job just to do a job. And that's not a good way to live your life. You should have purpose in your life. This is why I like being a Christian, because we believe that we're all born with God-given gifts. And therefore, it's our job to find out what that gift is and exploit it, right? And so what we're doing is we're taking something that we have a competitive advantage of naturally from birth, and we're exploiting it and making a living from that. And we find that to be good. We find that to be just. And I'm good at, I'm very disciplined. So I follow a strict diet, and I'm very lean. I'm naturally lean. So when it came time for me to decide career paths as a personal trainer, which I am right now, for those who watch my channel, if you're new here, welcome. It's perfect role for me to be a personal trainer because I'm very good at being consistent with my workouts, consistent with my diet. So I look good, and I'm into vanity, right? I like looking good. These are God-given gifts. And I only work 15 hours a week. I work part-time, and I make a full-time living. I make as much money as some people make working full-time, 40, 50 hours a week, working 15 hours a week. And I saved enough money where I don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. But what's important is that I'm excited about my work. Even when YouTube takes off, I'm still going to be a personal trainer. I said this before. One of the guys that I work with, he's a millionaire and he still works. He works part-time just like me. He still works 15 hours a week, and he wants to because he's excited about being in the gym, helping people, working with people. We love our jobs. It's a lifestyle job. Being a personal trainer is a lifestyle job. It's a lifestyle. I could do this for the rest of my life and not feel like, oh man, why do I do this? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm giving my life away. No, I feel like I'm spending my life very valuably, my time very valuably. 15 hours a week to help people, get paid for it, and enjoy the gym and use some of the most state-of-the-art equipment, right? And being part of a group of people who are learning more about how the body moves and how we're healing, because we're healing ourselves, right? I had knee pain. I was able to heal my knee pain because I was able to go down the pathway of what's causing the knee pain and just correct for it, which I just needed to stretch more. I wasn't stretching enough, right? So I say this to say that find your purpose in life and make money from that. And then that way you don't feel like you're working. And also don't live paycheck to paycheck. And on top of that, he said something that was great. He said, his lifestyle could be funded by a part-time job. So can mine. My expenses are so low. I think my total expenses for the month that I'm in to make at least $1,500 a month to survive. $1,500, $1,600 a life. So I need to bring in at least $400 a week to maintain my life and not spend any of my savings. Easy. I suggest you do the same, but you can't be in a rat race if you want to do that. You can't be chasing the same high everybody's chasing. Anyway, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to post this guy's channel in the description. His name is Curtis Retired. Great video. I'm also post a link to the original video in the description as well. So check him out, show him some love, and I'll see you guys at my other videos.